What up? We're back with another Audi R8 video. I told you guys last time that since we did the 8 things that I hate about the Audi R8, might as well do a video on the 8 things that I love about the Audi R8. And before we get into it, we are only 4 subscribers away from hitting 100, which I'm very excited about. Thank you guys again so much for the support. The channel is growing much faster than I anticipated, and I love seeing all of your comments, love replying to all of them, and just striking up some conversations with some fellow car people. So yeah, huge thank you to you guys, and it's only up from here, so it's exciting. But that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. We'll fire up the R8, head on out, and talk about the things that I absolutely love about this car.
Yes. 'Tis time to go and get some petroleum. Some petrol. Alright, so we're picking up some gas. And we got Mr. Sheep right there.
He's watching. Standing guard.
Okay, so welcome to my 2011 Audi R8. I did a previous video on this where I talked about the 8 things that I hate about my R8. I will link to it above and below this video. And towards the end of this video, I will actually give a 9th thing that I dislike about the R8. And it's probably not what you think. As for the 8 things that I absolutely love about this car, and overall, I just really adore this car. It pushed me for a very long time, motivated me, and yeah, just very thankful I was able to get something like this, as I've said previously in other videos. So, first thing that I like about this car. The exterior design is wonderful. I would actually say that it's aged a lot like a fine wine. Of course, everybody has their personal preferences when it comes to external design, but this one's just very classic, low, supercar styling type of look. Plus, the carbon fiber on the exterior is a very cool benefit, makes it stand out against all the other cars. Plus, having this car in white, I don't know, I just feel like the car was made to be in this color. Every other color, I'm like, meh, it doesn't quite do it for me. I guess the only other color that I was considering was black when I was looking at purchasing this car. But that being said, it does seem to hold up extremely well in terms of modern car design. It doesn't look like it's aging at all, considering this is over a decade old. But yeah, so that's the first thing that I like about this car, is the exterior design. The lighting is awesome on the taillights as well as the headlights. And also, whenever you get above 65 miles per hour, there's a little spoiler that deploys in the back, which I think is actually really fun. I know sometimes people are like, oh, those things are completely pointless, but I like them a lot. I think it just adds a fun little element to it. I'm sure it doesn't add that much downforce, but it's cool looking. So, props to the design team on that one. Well, that was fun. Number 2, as you just heard recently, the exhaust sound is awesome. You really can't beat a 5.2 V10, in my opinion. Sure, there's like the Lexus LFA and the Carrera GT, but those are basically unobtainium. I suppose the only other realistic engine that I like the sound of would be the exhaust note from the 5.0 Gallardo, like the early generations. Those are super cool sounding. Way more F1. The 5.2s definitely have more of a muscle car kind of growl to them rather than, you know, that higher pitch sound. Granted, if you get the right exhaust note on these, it can reach those types of frequencies, which is always a blast. This exhaust is not stock. It is the Artronic titanium exhaust. I'll probably be doing a video on that soon where I just talk about what it's been like having it. But yes, the exhaust note from the factory, as a lot of people say, it is very quiet. Basically, everybody that I know swaps out the exhaust, and for good reason. It's like you save a ton of weight, makes the car sound way better. Overall, it's just a cool upgrade to do, and you gain some power out of it, so that's always a win. Number 3, contrary to me listing repair bills as the first point that I dislike about the R8, the reliability is actually really good. I haven't had a part on this like critically fail in any way. We did have an oil drain plug, because there's like 6,000 drain plugs on this car. That's why I don't change the oil in this. One of those drain plugs stripped, and that happened to lead into the oil pump and I think the dry sump system, if I'm not mistaken. So that stripped, and it wasn't the actual bolt that stripped, it was like the threads of the drain plug. So that had to all be replaced, but again, it wasn't because of a critical failure, it was just that the thing stripped, which sucks. No major issues with this car. It's not like it's going through engines left and right. It's not like the E-gear is failing every 3 miles. It's been really solid, and even taking it on road trips, it's been great. So, yeah, that's the third point that I love about it, is the reliability of the car. It breaks down a lot less than I was expecting. If you are going to get into a car like this and throw a bunch of mods at it and up the power and everything, if you don't do it correctly, you are going to be breaking down left and right. Now, number 4 is the interior design and just the simplicity of a lot of the buttons. It's very user-friendly, and it's an extremely pleasant place to be. It's very comfortable. I mentioned this on a previous video, the seats, how their lumbar support can be adjusted in a bunch of different ways. And these are the stock seats. It's just an awesome interior design. It's nice and wide, headroom is great, and yeah, it's, dare I say, serene. Oh, and of course, the materials are extremely high quality. It's leather pretty much everywhere. There's carbon fiber on the inside, and I absolutely adore the dark red in this car. Number 5, the performance of the car. It's from 2011, so the stock horsepower is relatively underwhelming compared to a lot of modern day supercars, but given that it has 525 horsepower, it's like, this thing will get up and go. It boogies. It's got plenty of power, especially for daily use. Like, there's no way you're going to be using every single one of those horses under the engine. So, yeah, performance is great. It just feels super planted, of course, with it being the all-wheel drive. It's awesome at the track. It'll throw you back in your seat. It's naturally aspirated fun, so all very positive things. Number 6, I am especially a fan of now that I have new tires and I got the corner balancing, corner weighted, whatever it's called, expensive alignment from 3R Automotive. It totally transformed the car. This thing feels like it'll turn on a dime. Like, it feels like you can just take a right angle and the car will be totally fine. That's how it feels. That's obviously not a good idea to do. But yeah, the steering feel is incredible. Just very direct, easy to understand what the car is doing, and I cannot wait to see how it does out at the track. with the new tires and the new alignment. The 7th thing that I love about this car, and really any kind of supercar, is the attraction, the points, the smiles that you get. It kind of makes you feel like a mini celebrity in a way, and it's just because of the car. But yeah, if you're buying a car like this, and I never understand it, I'll see posts once in a while where people are like, oh, I just hate how people come up to me at the gas station and start asking me questions. It's like, dude, you bought the wrong car if you're thinking that you're just going to be under the radar and nobody's going to bug you about the car. It's like, if you watching this are thinking about buying a car like this and you are like,
oh, I hope nobody asks me about it when I'm at the gas station.
It's like, wrong car, bud, sorry. But yeah, I personally really like it. It just brings up a bunch of new connections. You bring smiles to people's faces. That's always a benefit of a car like this. Like, I've even gotten new business opportunities, so it's really cool. That's definitely a benefit. There's the social element of it all. So yeah, it's good stuff. Lastly, the 8th thing that I dislike, or not that I dislike, and finally, the 8th thing that I like about this car is the Artronic transmission. I do feel like it's a misunderstood transmission and a lot of people dog on it. But given how funky it is actually really fun to drive. It's this weird middle ground between a manual transmission as well as an automatic, so it gives a very unique experience, and it is very, very engaging compared to just your normal slush box, which a lot of people think that these Artronic transmissions are. But yeah, those are the 8 things that I really enjoy about my 2011 Audi R8. If you've owned one, currently own one, or have driven one in the past, I'd love to hear what you thought about the driving experience, and if you picked out anything that was your favorite. Feel free to comment below, and I will respond to every single one of those comments. Now time for the bonus dislike about the Audi R8. And I actually had this on my list, like in my head. Mentally I had it, but I just didn't write it down in my notes during the day of me filming the dislike video, and that is that the shifter blocks perfectly the AC button. And the reason why that's important is that everybody in the first gen R8 forums say you should keep your AC on in order to keep your compressor lasting longer. So if you wanted to double check that your AC is on, you have to either do one of these or you have to do one of these in order to see it. Like, seriously, the shifter blocks it perfectly, at least for somebody of my height. I don't know, if I was taller, nope. I still can't see it. That's hilarious. But yeah, so there you go, guys. I think that's gonna end today's video. I really appreciate you guys watching, and if you haven't checked out the dislike video of the R8, I will link to it above and below. As always, I upload every single Sunday, and we will see you in the next one.